Good. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's get this started. Hello. I got something kind of interesting today. These are some of really baggy jeans right here. I picked these up and we make these jorts. Obviously this isn't for me, but I think it'll be fun to be using these. Super baggy jeans. But I think the plan today is pretty much cut these like kind of lengthwise. Fabric from before to, wait, what's going on? Uh-oh. And then use some of the fabrics from our past project to combine these. We have some. Wait, I think my thing's lagging a little bit. Hang on. 250. For 250 kbps. Hold on. Hang on, I think we're gonna redo this part real quick. Some technical difficulties. Hang on while I try to fix this. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, sorry about that. I think it's kind of lagging a little bit, so I'm gonna redo this real quick. I want to show you the things that I have, and I think you can see our starting material is gonna be pretty good. But this is my first time kind of using that angle, so I think I need to kind of set it up correctly. But hang on. I think this is the issue. Why is the bit rate so low? 250. Hang on, sorry. I should have done this before. The stream's audio bitrate is much lower. Hold on, let me make sure everything is going okay. Sorry, yeah, I think the bitrate quality was actually pretty terrible. 750, 250. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to kind of play around with that a little bit. Obviously, it's not really working. Okay. Sorry about that. I kind of rearranged everything. Everything is kind of brand new, but even that introduction or in the intro to that was new. Hang on. Okay, so I guess I don't know why I'm having issues, but I think yeah, I'm definitely having some issues with my camera to whatever. I wanted to show you like my starting material, but I don't think it's going to work. Oh, excuse me. So then let's just start. Let's just start right now. Let's see. It's so hot. I think I need to get the lighting, correct the lighting, and then I'll show it right here on this angle real quick. So let's fix this angle first. This, get the lighting correct. And then we could get our pants that we want to show. Okay, so yeah, I picked up these really baggy denim jeans. And I think today the plan is originally to make some jorts, right? So we're gonna make some jorts out of some baggy jorts actually, with these really, really, really baggy jeans. Let me show you the best I can. It's like, this is my waist. And I think these pants, I'm gonna make it for a friend. I have a friend who I go to do a lot of anime things with, and I think these jorts actually are kind of his size, and I don't know. I think it could end up looking actually really good. So I think the first step is to kind of take all the measurements, and then of course like prepare it, and then you know, if you know, the first actual pants project that I did was making the flare pants using the two jeans and then combining it into one. And from those projects, you know, I have a lot of scrap fabric left, so I'm going to use that actually to make my flares. And if you remember, these are the scrap fabric that I originally was going to use for a skirt, but I think it would be kind of cool to use these for to flare these jorts. So here's one panel like this. These are just scrap fabrics from last time. Originally, this is the back butt pocket right here, and then the legs. So it'll be like kind of the back here. I have two of these, and then that should be enough for two. So let's kind of get this started. Let's kind of get this started. It's hot. And, oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess we just got to take some rough measurements and then start from there. And I kind of changed out the layouts of everything. It's still not complete. I'm not really too happy with it, but just kind of doing what I can and just rolling with it for now, I suppose. So let's see. So I guess there's no really like there's no rules to this. You just kind of do it to your body proportions. I know like my body proportion is going to be much different than my friend, but we're just going to do like rough estimates. And for jorts, you know, it kind of has to hang below your knees or in the middle of your shins, depending on how baggy you want this to be. So my waist is here. And then the knees, my knees go around here where these are marked. But I guess if you want to make it baggy, I could go like right here. Right, so let's do some measurements or markings. So like right here. Yeah. W. These are so wide though. These pants. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's my first time hearing of this brand. It's called FB County. I guess this is like a LA. Yeah, I guess this is like a LA brand out here, but first time hearing of it about it. But I got my markings, so I think right now, the thing to do is just seam rip, or I guess okay. Before seam ripping, I need to like make measurements, take all the measurements, and then start seam ripping. So I think first we need to measure out. We're gonna measure out the length that I actually want, and then add on seam allowance plus, when I double fold it eventually for the hem. I think I need to do that too. So let's start with that first right now. So I think this is gonna be. I think I'm kind of excited for it. And in case you didn't know, on the title or whatever the screen, the thumbnail, you can see that this is going to be actually an anime themed project, right? So hang on, I have like water residue everywhere. Let me kind of wipe it down. Kind of refill my water thing. Oh, it's so hot. Okay, let me refill my water and then we'll get started. I've been looking forward to this project. I wanted to start yesterday, but I kind of held off on it. Okay, that's good stuff. That's some good stuff. Okay. This stuff ready. Okay, so let me kind of explain. Like, okay, so before I had my cutting table and like back here, right? This is my little workbench, and it had this little black like an acrylic mat thing, and that's where I used to do all my measurements, my cutting, my ironing, and all that stuff over here. But I was kind of like, while I was like rearranging everything here, I was like, I realized like I do a lot. And remember my sewing machine was like right in front right here, so you could see the back of the sewing machine. But I realized doing the measurements and drawing and cutting, that kind of took a lot of I think the majority of like the stream. I don't want to say stream, but it just took the majority of the time, right? And so that's why I kind of wanted to put it here. And I realized like when you're cutting and measuring and stuff, that's like actually really important too. And you just need more space, right? So I just kind of switched my sewing table from here to here. It was originally like right here in front, and I put it back here. And now I'm just gonna have all my cutting and stuff here and just do that. So it's just kind of switch places. So hopefully I have more room to do it. And obviously I have this like overhead kind of look right here. So this will look down onto here, and hopefully you could see everything that's going on. Let me adjust something real quick before I do this, because I always have to adjust the colors a little bit. That's the only kind of annoying thing about this, is I have to like adjust the colors and stuff. So yeah, this is hopefully you get to see this. And before, I think when I was over there, you couldn't really see anything. So I'm just gonna have it like this for now, and hopefully I don't know, we'll try it out. Let's see if it's any good, any bad. Who knows? I guess we'll see. Okay. I don't think I need headphones, right? I don't think I need headphones, so I'm just gonna put it off to the side. But here you can see like this really cool top-down angle. Hopefully the lighting's good. I still need a microphone holder. I'm still looking for one to see if I could get it at a decent price, I suppose. So yeah, I think let's see. let's first measure out the seam or the hem and see how actually large the hem is right here. The hem, so that I could make the proper folds, I guess. So the hem is 1/2 inch. Wow, okay, wait. Yeah, the hem is 1/2 inch long. So that means if I want to keep like this original shape, 1/2 inch, okay. So I already got the marking, right, of what I want. So let's see what this looks like. Dude, these pants are ridiculous. Wait, hold on, let me fix the lighting a little bit. So that it's okay, these pants are like super baggy. Oh my gosh. Hold on, sorry. I really need a haircut. My hair is so shaggy. It's absolutely disgusting. But okay, so I think for jorts, like the measurement that I've been like the number of the length, how long it should be, there's not really anything like specific that I came across, but the number that kept repeating was around 25.5 inches to 26 inches. So before I took any measurements, I just kind of put this against my body and I just kind of measured it to see what it would be for me, although I'm making this for somebody else. So let's just measure it out, right? Let's just see what it came out to be. And mine came, what? Is that for reals? It only came up to 22? So from the waist, obviously, right? From the waist, I'm measuring it all the way down to my knee. And it only measures 22 inches. Interesting. I don't know if that means I'm short or if that, I don't know, if that's a good or bad thing. But obviously 21.5 or the 25, geez, is George supposed to be really that baggy? I guess there's no rules, right? There's no rules on that. So let's see, 22. So I marked it at exactly 22 inches. But 25 should be here. So that probably is like the bottom. That's probably my shin area. So I don't know. Do I want to risk making this too short? Right? So jorts, I mean, in the spirit of doing everything baggy, right? Like right now, I feel like, everything has to be loose and baggy. I think I should make it a little bit longer. So, it did add up to 22. So I'm going to boost this up to maybe 24. Okay, I'll add 2 inches to the bagginess. So 24, right? And then I also have to think about the hemline. So like I said, the hem is like 1/2 inch, right? So we're gonna fold 1/2 inch once, sew it, and 1/2 inch again, and then sew it. So that's 1 inch. We're gonna add 1 inch to that, so 25. And then we also have to think about always, right, that I forget, and I have to get better at this, is seam allowance. So seam allowance, I think we'll just use 1/2 inch, right? So from there, we'll do 25.5. So around there, I think we got the marking right there. I hope you can see it. I hope you like this camera angle, right? I kind of was like, oh, if I only have one, then you can't really see. So I just kind of had 2 at a time. So yeah, so I think now this is like with the seam allowance, 1 inch of hemline, and then that's my knee. So I think we can just cut this right here. So I'll measure it, everything and then cut it. I'm so excited to be doing this. Like honestly, I'm so excited to be doing this, and I really hope, right, it looks good. It's gonna turn out good because I have really big hopes for this. And I think this is like my first this is kind of like something that I had in mind actually when I started sewing, is just making interesting things kind of fused with like current pop culture things. And like I said, Blue Lock, I think that's the name, is an anime thing. And if you know something about me, I do a lot of anime events. I go to a lot of anime meets. I have a lot of friends that are anime cosplayers, just in that anime space in general, which is why I wanted to, I don't know, I thought it would be kind of fun to fuse things together like this. And especially with the World Cup right now, I thought it would be fun to do something like this. So yeah, let's go. It's so hot. Okay, enough saying it's so hot. I'm going to first, wow, if you look at this leg, so I think this leg is short. This is really baggy and short. So from the bottom, it looks like, I think it'll be, yeah, this is a really, so like these pants is really short. I feel like it's kind of stocky, like feeling. So I don't know, let's see, hang on. So how am I supposed to cut this, right? Because we can go, okay, from here maybe, and then measure out 12 inches. Oh, it's 12 inches from the bottom. Okay, so 12 inches from the bottom, and then see it right here, and then I think it just has to go straight across. And I wonder, I never really cut anything this baggy before. Well, I mean, the only thing, I only cut something once, right? These pants that I had before, just once. Nothing like extremely baggy or anything like this. But let's see, wait, let me make sure this is the correct 6, 12, 12. So I'm just like I'm lining it up right here, making sure it's straight, and then like right there on that edge. And then I'm kind of shoving the ruler right here on this seam. I think this is like probably a double felt seam, and have the ruler just go right above, right next to that edge, and then just press it against it. So hopefully that makes it straight-ish, I guess. And then, but if I do that, these two lines don't really line up though. So I wonder, that's why I'm wondering, what am I supposed to line this up with right now? Am I supposed to line it up with this line so that this becomes perpendicular with this line right here? Or do I make it parallel with the seam? And I think maybe if we do something like this, we can find out what we're supposed to be doing. So if we do something like this, these pants are so baggy, dude. This is incredible. If we do something like this, because I think, you know, you have to keep in mind that these have to be straight, right? Like the pants opening has to be straight. So I feel like maybe it has to line up with this, the hem, because the hem is straight, right? The hem is supposed to be straight. And I'm gonna assume that it's supposed to be with this, because if I line it up with this flat felled outer seam, I feel like that one is straight up and down, but it's not really straight, like flat wise, right? So let's take this measurement then, because I lined this up with here, and I lined this up right here, like this. And now it's not straight for some reason. Like this and this. Okay, so we'll do one line right in the middle, like this and this. And then we'll line it up here. This is actually quite interesting, like this, because now here is not straight, but if I want to disregard all that and then just go with this line, which is perpendicular to the hem, and not parallel to the hem, then this should be my true straight line right here. That's so weird. It feels wrong. It feels weird. It feels wrong. But I don't know. I guess we're gonna learn, right? So hang on. Let me put this away like this so that it's flat-ish. And I think it's just a sheer like size of these pants that makes it kind of difficult to work with. It's so wide, like incredibly wide. Okay, then we'll put the seams nice and flat right here. These have some really interesting lines though, already kind of pre-built in. But I think, yeah, just kind of making this flat and as even as possible, I think that is kind of important and key. So let's try that again. So let's line this up at 12. Right. 12. 12 and 6. I'm going to use marker because I think I already kind of messed up the line a little bit. 12 and 6. And 6, okay. And then follow this all the way through. It's gonna be something like this. Interesting. Okay, so we got our line. I hope that's nice and flat. Well, okay, all right, here we go. I think the quote is always measure twice, cut once. I don't know how long I don't know how many times I measure this, but I hope it's good enough. So let's weight it down a little bit with the ruler on the side and start cutting. Right on the red, okay. Like this. These jeans are kind of, oops. This, okay. These jeans I feel like they feel extra thick for some reason. The seam, wow. That inner seam is insane actually. Super difficult to get through. Dude, why are these jeans so difficult to cut? I hope I didn't mess up. But here we go. Wow, these jeans are actually quite difficult to cut, I feel like. Unless my scissors messed up for some reason. Why are these so difficult to cut? I feel like these are thicker for some reason. These jeans feel much thicker, I think, than the Levi's, the 501s that I tried cutting last time. interesting. I don't think my scissors are dull yet, right? I don't think I've done enough cutting for these to have gotten that dull so far, but regardless, we will power through this. Kind of interesting. 12. All right, W. Wow, that was kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, so I cut these. Oh wow, it doesn't look straight. I think while I was cutting it, it kind of shifted a little bit. That's what it kind of feels like. All right, well, I guess we'll correct that later. Let's see if it's straight. So is that how you tell? You just kind of fold it in amongst itself and then measure this. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. All right, nice and straight right here. Interesting. Dude, this denim is actually really thick. Yeah, but I think because it was so hard to get through, I think the back two fabric kind of shifted a little bit against itself. And didn't really cut that evenly, unfortunately. So I guess now we just need to put up the other side, line it up on the other side, and just do it again. So if you know, if you guys like anime or know anything about anime, I guess even I kind of found this out like recently, but I guess Blue Lock is anime about soccer, right? It's a Japanese animation about soccer, and my friend Rob, who I actually went to the event with, there was like on 7-Eleven last Saturday, the last kind of things that I was like making and doing was for 7-Eleven day, right? 7-Eleven, I guess they were kind of celebrating. I don't think it's really their anniversary, but it's just like, the name 7-Eleven makes it like kind of seem like it's their day. And then so I made like a Slurpee costume, and what is it? Like there was like this huge car show. Well, it was supposed to be big. It was supposed to be one of my favorite car shows that day. They were hosting this really cool event and all this stuff, but the event unfortunately got shut down a little bit early by the police. Long story, I guess. I mean, not really long story, but it's just, it got shut down. Unfortunate. When we were walking up to the car show, we hear all the sirens coming, and then like I parked down the street, and my costume kind of requires some assembly, right? Because it needed some assembly to it was a big costume, and so I needed to put some wooden sticks, and it was a whole ordeal. But we pulled up to the car show. I drove. Like there was a lot of driving that day, right? Out in the desert. I go there, and while I'm walking there with the custom in hand, I didn't even have it on because I thought I'd have time, but of course I didn't. And then I'm like walking there, and the police sirens are all like, going crazy, and I was like, what? And then we hear the helicopter up ahead, and then it was just not good, like not good at all. And so I'm like, dude, I spent all this time. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, man, I spent all this time and effort doing this, making this, and I was like, I can't even, like, I won't even be able to show this, blah 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 blah. And I got kind of bummed, but then we got to do at least like maybe 10 minutes of whatever before like we actually got kicked out. So that was fun, I guess. But yeah, it was fun. We went to go explore a little bit of the Inland Empire, which is kind of like an hour east of Los Angeles. It's like a desert community out there. But yeah, the people that organize the car show usually, usually I wouldn't really drive that much, but the people that organize that car show are actually one of my favorite people that does it around Southern California, called Based Communities. And I don't know, usually they're really good with the involvement of police. They're usually like, it's not, I don't know, I've never seen anything like that before, right? Where it got shut down that quick, and then the police came, and like, especially that quick, within like an hour of starting the car meet. But I wanted to show off my little costume that I made, but nah. I think it's gonna have to wait a little bit at other car meets. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing more. They always seem to do it at 7-Elevens for some reason. So I've been to probably 3 or 4 of their meets, and always a good time, always high quality, and I can't wait. Even though this one I think was the first time where it was kind of like not good, but I guess even they have problems with it, right? Okay, this is a lot more easier. I think I just kind of brute forced it a little bit. So we're going to see if the panels line up. Hopefully I cut them the same length, which I think I did, right? Yeah, kind of, right? Okay. So I think these panels right here, they're going to be, yeah, scrap fabric for next projects. It's kind of funny because originally these panels right here, I was gonna use this. I was gonna cut out like a little square or rectangle with this, and then pleat this and make a little skirt out of this. But I think I'm going to use this as the flare part of the jeans today, and I think the skinny jeans or the skirt is gonna have to wait, right? And yeah, and I don't know why I got like so, not, I don't want to say rushed about this, but like how I got inspired by this, not really sure. But yeah, just thinking about like it's World Cup season and like soccer anime, and so I was like, oh, it would be kind of cool to make something like this. So I have 2 panels right here, and I think last time when I did this, I made all these measurements and stuff, but I think today we're gonna try something new. We're going to try measuring it like this, I think. So let's see, hang on. So let's first put it up here, make sure we cut. I think we cut everything like even, right? Even like this. So let's make sure here is okay. I don't know. I think that's good, right? So the next step is to kind of take out this inseam right here. But before we do that, I want to kind of measure out how much, or I want to kind of draw out this, right? How much fabric we're going to need. So I think the trick is, from my research, is, you know how like when you buy jeans, like at the top, it's like a certain width, and then it kind of tapers down. Usually it kind of tapers down as it goes down. So the widest are at your thighs, and then there's straight or slim or whatever. But I think with these, right, with baggy shorts, you want the bottom to be like as wide as right here, this measurement, from the crotch area to the back area. And this is the crotch, right? Yeah. And so you have to kind of measure that. It'll make more sense when I do it, but it's a little bit different than flaring long jeans, where the long jeans you could flare it pretty much as much as you want on the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just personal taste and preference. But with, I guess, shorts, it's a little bit different because it kind of sits like, it sits like near your knees. So like if you flare it out too much, then I think the what is it? How it looks and falls and stuff, it becomes different. And so it's, in order to prevent that, you know, there are, I guess, certain, I don't want to say rules, but guidelines that you can follow. And I think one of it is this measurement right here, right? So I'm just making sure everything is folded nice and straight. But, okay, so let's take our first measurement, which is going to be here. So from this crotch point to the back, you want, if you can see, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, it's so dusty. So from here to here, I think it's gonna be what, like 15, right? 15 inches right here. Let me move this down here. This, okay, 15 inches. And from here to right here, right, it's only 12, right? You see, 12. So that means that when I insert my flare right here, it should only like be at most 15, right? And in this case, we're using our donor fabric right here that we're gonna, so then I guess the way you do this is you fold it in half. Like normally, I think the way I did last time was, you know, I measured the entire, I measured it from the hem to the crotch, and then I added 1 inch on the top, and I drew it out. Remember, I drew out that like little triangle shape. But I think today we're just gonna kind of measure it as is. So we're gonna be using this, and then fold it in half. So let's fold it probably right here in half. Something like this, right? And then we will just draw it on. We'll just put it on. It's my first time doing this too, so I might be doing this completely wrong, but I think this way you can kind of get an idea and a sense of like how wide things really should be. So I think, if anything, I should probably just get this side together. Oh, flip this side, right? And then get this folded here. And then once you have this nice fold, then you can just, I guess, put it here, and then just make it as flat or as possible. So let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of curious too, like how this actually works. So obviously this is gonna be the widest part of the flare, right? The where the butt used to be of the pants. So let's see how this works. And I think over here, I want to put 1 inch out of width at least. So you could do something like this, maybe 1/2 inch. So it's going to be like this. Okay. So now I think I measured from here to here. It was originally 15, but now I want 16, right? So this should measure, I think 16, or yeah, 16. And this should measure at least 16. Like right now it's only 15.5, so it could come out a little bit more. Let me make sure I have room on the bottom. Yeah, 15.5. So wait, I think that's right. Nope, 15, yeah. Okay, so measure out 16. Wait, is it 16 here? hold on. This is the shape. So this should be 1/2 inch up here because I want the top of the flare to be 1 inch. So this needs to be 1/2 inch, not 1 inch, because that's gonna leave 2 inches. Unless, wait, okay, wait. See, this is my first time doing it, learning experience. Doing math in my head, it might be a little bit confusing, but we'll put this in a little bit. Like this, okay. 15.5, yes, at the very top. And then, which means it should be 15.5 at the bottom too. 15.5, so it needs to come out that much more. Okay, so we'll flare it out like this much more. This much more. 15.5. That's 15, so 1/2 inch more. Wow. 15.5. Okay, I got the flare, and then okay, so I have the measurements. So I think I always have to think about seam allowance, right? Okay, so this is the tip right here. So I think I need to draw this out. So the tip is right here, right here. And then I think normally it would be good to not have this extra long piece. I think that's kind of getting in the way of this, but let's try to navigate regardless of that. I guess, I don't know, we'll see. So you just trace it from here. So from here, like this. And obviously, I don't think there's any like hard rules on this. You could do pretty much whatever you want, but these are just kind of like the basic outlines of this. So let's just do it, I guess. Okay, but it kind of, I think this is like making it hard right here. I should have probably cut the fabric, but I didn't really know how much to cut. And I guess it's a learning lesson because it's making it incredibly difficult to trace out right now, like kind of accurately. I mean, okay, if it's like that, then okay. And then I guess we'll trace out the straight line right here at the end. Something like this. And then we need to square this off. So I did get, yes. Okay, so we did have the half of our flare, which is right here. This is what it's gonna look like. I hope. So we're gonna go from here to here. And then does that make sense? I hope I'm doing this right. Like I said, this is my first time doing this method. So I'm not quite sure exactly, but we're gonna make this straight. Like this. Like this. And then I think like up here you want something like this, where it's like kind of 1 inch up. Is that it? Like 1 inch. But from here to here. And then flare this and then cut this. hang on. I guess like some of this you have to use common sense. And sometimes when you're like starting it, like first time, it's the common sense usually is not is in high quantity. So hold on, let me see. Okay, so if we flare this, cut this, and we open this, this really doesn't seem like that much. I really want to measure from the inseam. Okay, let me measure this from the inseam of the pants to the edge. So from here, because this kind of seems not right, right? So from the inseam to there is about 13 inches. Okay, so from here to here, yeah, see, this is completely different. It should be 13 inches. Let me refer to my drawings, actually. 13 inches. Oh my God. I took a lot of notes. I think I need to seven. It says measure hem to crotch inseam, then add 1 inch. Okay, right. So I don't think I did that. Wait, how many? Okay, wait. So what is this then? I measured originally from here to here was I think 13, 12 was 12, and then 15. Right. So this should be what, 3? 3.5. 3.5 is times 2 is 7. Is that right? Wait, hold on. So okay, I think right now from here to here, from this to here is 13. From the hem to crotch is 13. So plus 1 needs to be 14. So it needs to be from here to here is 14. Right, this line should be 14. 13 plus 1. Okay, wait, so this needs to be 13, which is, and I think you just add 1, which is where this up has to go. So let's see, hold on, 1, 13. And it has to be at least 2 inches wide. So 1 inch on each side. Okay, so I think I'll need that 1/2 inch. Okay, yeah, I think it's better if I just measure this out, because I think just trying to freehand it, I think it gives you a good idea, maybe. But let me just kind of draw it out right now. Let me use a different marker because I just used red. So we'll do 13 inches plus 1, so it's going to be 14. So it's going to go from here. That's going to be the hem. Okay, so I think that measuring thing is good to find out how long this needs to be. So this is 3.5 inches. Okay, so 3.5. Why did I do 3.5 though? Hold on. Hang on. Let me measure this out one more time, because I think I did it wrong. So here, we'll do the hemline, or the crotch line right there, and we'll put it back in. And we'll do this one more time. So that's the crotch line. And then from the crotch line, we want it to be 15. So this is 15 inches across. Let me measure again, 15, like this, 15.5, wow. And then, so that means this needs to be 15.5 from the bottom to here. So let's measure this out. So 15.5, all right, so 15.5. So isn't that only 3.5 that I need from here? Like, so don't you just add the width plus like whatever the difference is? So let's see, 15, a little bit more, or 0.5. 15 from here to here is 15.5. Yeah, okay, that's 15.5. Yeah, so it's just, oh, no one, okay, so this is gonna be 3.5. Okay, so I guess part of this is figuring out like exactly what I need. So 15.5, 3.5, okay, yeah, so that's 15, so 3.5. I know it must sound really crazy that I feel like I'm just doing this with numbers, but okay, fine. We'll just do it the calculation way to make it easier, because right now, like, kind of freehanding this is like really confusing me. And then it's not really good. Okay, so then I just need 3.5 of fabric. So then I guess we can start from up here, right? We can start from probably right there, and then I think we want to use this on the, I think we want to cut this on the grain. And I feel like the problem with doing it like this was that it goes on the bias, right? It's on a slant. So if we cut this here, if this is the new 3.5 line, and it goes to this line, wait, we're just making a little triangle like that. Okay. 2 inches across. So this needs to be 1. 2, 1. So 13, 14. Wait, how many inches is this? From here to here, 13 plus 1. So this needs to be 14 inches total. Okay, so let's do that. So, okay, so let's see. It's gonna be like this. So 3.5. Dude, what the heck? These pants are so heavy. Okay, so 3.5 inches is gonna be like what? Like right here. 3.5 is gonna be right here. So I'll start from here. 3.5. Okay. And then going down, I really should have drawn this on the other side. I don't know why I marked it on the good side, the right side, whatever. Okay. I'm assuming this is the grain, the straight direction of the thing. So that's 3.5 inch. Okay, let's just deal with measurements. And then we want this 13 inches above. We want to have this going 13 inches, right? So we want it to go from here all the way to here, plus 1 inch. So from here from here, 13, right? Which is, this is 13. And then we wanted plus 1, okay, 14. And then this is going to be 1 inch. Okay, I get it. So from here to here, okay, I think I'm kind of getting used to this a little bit. We want this maybe like this, 13 inches. And I think there's a lot of way to like freehand this, but I'm just trying to make this as accurate as possible because this is only my second time kind of making these pants. Wait, 1 inch, 2 inches wide. So this is 1 inch, so that when I cut this out, okay, so then it is going to be 2 inches. Okay, so then let's put this back here. And then now all we have to do is connect these lines right here like this so that we could flare it properly. Like this. right? Like that. And then we'll connect these two lines right here. Yeah, and that's it. And then we just cut this out, and then that's gonna be our flare piece. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Okay, very important. Seam allowance, obviously. I keep almost forgetting about that. So, dude, really should have drawn all this on the other side because, yeah, like this is the good side. This is the side that's gonna be showing on the outside. Okay, for my seam allowance, let's just allow maybe ½ inch. I think ½ inch seam allowance should be okay. And do I need to do any, I'm thinking, do I need to do any hemming or anything, right? Yes, I do on this side. Well, no, okay, I have it ready. Okay, so let's add the ½ inch seam allowance. Wow, I keep forgetting, right? I think that's like a very important thing to kind of like know, and just that's something that I have to like instinctively just always think about. The seam allowance, seam allowance, seam allowance. So I'm going to put in the ½ inch seam allowance right now, which is gonna be, let's see, this is 1, and then that means half is right here, like that. So this is gonna have a lot of markings on the side. ½ inch. Okay, why is it so lumpy right there? Oh. Okay, so I guess that's an important thing too, is on the back, because this is folded in half, the back side also has, yeah, okay. I have to keep that in mind too, the back. They're not really fully aligned together. You see that's the edge of the fabric? Okay, wow, so that's pretty much the limit then, isn't it? Like right there, that's the limit. Wow, 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 okay. The seam allowance, so I guess it's gonna be a little bit lumpy there. I hope that's not gonna be an issue. We'll find out. ½ inch, okay, ½ inch right here to there. I think that's half, like that, okay. ½ inch, and then ½ inch from here to here, which is right there. Okay, so we'll put it like right there. Wait. Wait, half from here to there. That's 1. thought it should be much easier to cut through. It's actually kind of difficult, and that makes sense. Okay. So I wonder how I could fix that, right? I mean, obviously, make it flat. Obviously, make it flat, right? But I think doing that requires, okay, I think the one of the good things about doing it this way is if you do it right, maybe you'll have like a perfectly symmetrical piece, right? I think that's why you would do this, where you have it, draw it, and then cut out both sides at once, is because you'll have a symmetric piece without drawing on both sides. And I guess, yeah, I guess that's the reason. But I think the trade-off is it's a lot more difficult to cut through. So I think once I do this side, I'm going to transfer this, right? I'm going to draw this onto the other side, but I'm going to draw it flat. And it should be much more easier to cut through the fabric. Interesting. I'm learning a lot this time around too, because the last time I remember just cutting through the jeans was like kind of not difficult at all. Okay, almost through this. Okay, the other side is kind of interesting because that's where the seam allowance is, but it's also, oh my goodness, I think it was a mistake cutting through that side or marking that side, because that was the edge. Yeah, that was kind of a mistake on the other edge. Hello, Gremlin. Working overtime a little bit. You see here, this is like where they finished off the edge. Oh my goodness. I'm actually really excited for this one today, where I'm making some really custom, like anime inspired jeans. But it's kind of a learning experience today too, because it's going to be kind of new. Just making some jorts. Okay, well, we're going to get rid of that. I hope you had a good weekend, Gremlin. And we have our first panel right here. Nice. We have our first panel. You embroider on the side. Oh. Embroidery means like doing all those designs, right? Is that what it is? Where you have all those designs and stuff on the fabric? I'm new to all this, so like I'm kind of learning as I go. Okay, wait, this should be 2 inches. I don't know why this is so wide. 1, 2. Why is this 3 inches wide? I don't understand. This should be only 2 inches. But yeah, basically. Guys, so I just picked up a sewing machine and okay, this part should have been only 2 inches. So I obviously made a mistake somewhere in my math calculation. I don't know what I did wrong. 2 inches. This is almost 3 inches wide. Hold on. If it's, so I must have done this 1.5 inches. Like when you do, oh, I did it 1.5. Why did I do 1.5? That should have only been, okay, seam allowance, right? Duh. Okay, seam allowance. Yeah, I'm new to this, and I'm still trying to get my basics down. And I just saw a lot of cool stuff, and I was like, all right, let's make it. All right, let's make it. I think it'll be really fun. But I'm learning, dude. Like doing this, I'm learning that clothing is man, I feel like the clothing that we buy is like way too cheap, if that makes sense. Just because of the fact that like so much, I feel like there's so much that goes into it, and like I'm kind of like in awe of how they kind of got it down to a science of what it is, and they could get it to us at the price that they get it to us. It's kind of insane. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this turns out really good. I'm making these jeans for, I think, a friend of mine. He's really into anime, and let's see. But embroidering, I was like, I was like looking at, speaking of embroidering, I was like kind of looking at machines, because right now I just have like just a basic sewing machine, right? But like kind of like doing this, I'm seeing like the kind of the value in like a serger machine, right? So I was like looking at sergers and all that stuff, and I'm like, I was looking at it, just like what's available locally, and somebody was selling their, it's a serger slash embroidery machine, and I was like, wait, is that the same thing? Like, can I use that as a serger? But apparently those are a little bit different, right? Apparently those are a little bit different than an actual serger overlocker. So yeah, I guess we're gonna keep just working on this until I can get something. But I don't know, I hope wherever you are, man, I hope you're staying nice and cool. Over here it's in Southern California, we're getting a nice heat wave right now. It's a gnarly one. But yeah, I mean, I guess like all my life, I've been like, I just buy clothes without really thinking about like the whole manufacturing aspect of it. But like doing this, right? Especially like all this is like thrifted clothing. All this is thrifted, and then just kind of having fun with it. But oh, you're in California? Oh, nice. Okay. Same here, SoCal, OC. But it's crazy, dude. It's crazy, just like the amount of work that goes into like making a piece of clothing, and you just kind of appreciate it. Yeah, and it's just like, other than that, dude, I don't know. I feel like I can tell why everything is made in China, because I think the labor here is just, doing this is just gonna be too expensive, dude. I don't think people would buy it if everything was made here, because just you can't compete with those prices out there, unfortunately. Which is like a tale as, I don't want to say old as time. Oh yeah, embroidery hats. Okay, I see. I think I saw some videos about that, where it's I think the thing about that is that embroidery machine is expensive, right? Where it does all the like crazy work, and like the needle like setup and stuff is quite intricate too. Okay, right on. I'm still like learning about all the different aspects of this, and for now it's just kind of just streaming it on the side and just having fun with it. The last project that I was working on, I think you might have saw me work on it, was the 7-Eleven, the Slurpee. I was working on that Slurpee costume, but I did go. Dude, this is a lot of work, bro. What is it? So kind of an update to that was, I did go to the event, but the police shut it down. I drove all the way to like, where was that? Like San Bernardino, dude. That place was crazy. It's nice and forest, like the desert. And I get there. As soon as I get there, the police, they're already there, like shutting it down. The helicopter came. People are pissed. Like, they're like flicking off the helicopters and stuff. I'm like, who are you flicking off? They're like, the helicopter. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was in my Slurpee. Dude, I don't know why that is though. I used to go to a lot of car meets too. Like, if you look at my shorts, A lot of the content that I used to do was like going to car meet type shorts or like streams. But they're so fun. The car meets are so fun. Okay, so here. Sorry, I kind of blocked the view. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I got my shape here. So now I just gotta cut this out. And then, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so, yeah, but unfortunately they shut it down like real quick. Unfortunate, right? Because that was actually a really far drive, but whatever. Dude, if you do hat embroidery stuff, like from what I've seen, the embroidery aspect is like, it's super, it's big, the machine. Like these sewing machines are nothing compared to those embroidery machines. And I think like, oh yeah, this is so much more easier to cut. Because before I was like cutting 2 layers of denim, and I think it was like, my scissor was having a little bit of a tough time getting through all that stuff. But just single layer, I think, is the way to go. I think it'll be a lot more accurate. So I think it takes a little bit more time with like getting the tracing done and the accuracy. But I think you will end up with a better product at the end, because the fabric won't be shifting like crazy, I think. When you're folding the denim, so you're having to like go through multiple layers. It's like the denim kind of shifts around, and I think you just get an inaccurate cut. I think that's what happened today. So we'll see what happens when I sew these. But it's a single head. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought with those big machines. But yeah, what you just need the space and the equipment, and then once you have those, it's like all you have to do is start getting those orders in, huh? Okay. I originally wanted to do this last night, but I was kind of preoccupied putting that cool little thumbnail together. Oh. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be kind of like my first piece where I actually try to like get a little bit creative with the design too. Not really the design, but more of like the decoration of it. I think today the plan is I'm going to assemble everything first, and then afterwards we will, shoot, I'm not really doing a good job. Vivette needs to hire you soon. Dude, do you keep up with like a lot of streamers actually? Like you know, the Twitch, especially on the Twitch side. Do you keep up with the Twitch side streamers? I don't at all. Like I don't. I'm pretty sure Vivette, they just you know, hire people to do it, all the professionals. I know right now, like that Streamer University is making a lot of headlines, but I don't know. For me, it's just I don't really see myself like too enjoying those type of streams. Here's my 2 flare panels right here. So I think what I need to do now is like obviously one here, I need to put these together like this. Do they even line up? Yeah. Okay. So I need to put them together. I need to sew this top, right? Like top together. Where do I need to sew this though? At the seam allowance or the 1 inch mark? I think it's the 1 inch mark, right? 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch. Wait. Do I need to put this together, the wrong side together or the right side together? Let me see, hang on. Is it the wrong right side together? And then once I have these flares in, then I need to clip it onto the pants. Oh, probably seam rip the pants. Okay, that's next. I need to seam rip it, which takes a long time. Probably, okay, I probably need to put this the wrong way together, like this. And we'll put this here. We'll start clipping stuff here. And okay. Because we gave ourselves 1 extra inch, I think we're gonna need to put it, sew it 1 inch across. Okay, like this. Wait, I think I gave myself 1.5 with the seam allowance. Okay, so it needs to be right there. So sew it like this, 1.5. Wait, 1.5, okay. So right there, that's 1.5. Right there, okay. So we'll sew it across like that. I guess I didn't need that much seam allowance at the top. I guess, I don't know. We'll find out. So we'll sew it right there. So then that means that this panel length should be 13 inches. So let's see. So I guess, okay, so as I was mentioning, like, in terms of like the streamers, 13, why is this 14 inches now, dude? Did I mess up? Wait, this is 13.5 length. Wait. I'm like confusing myself right now. So when I first did this, I had this folded like this, right? So I think this should be 13 point with the seam allowance. Okay, I keep messing up my seam allowance. I think I said I'm gonna give myself 1 inch seam allowance, so which is why it's 14. So let me see. This is my original length right here, which is 13.5-ish. 13. I need to be more accurate. I'm like getting so confused with this. And then my seam allowance is 0.5. Okay, so I gave myself 13.5, which is why it's so much longer. Okay. So here, dude, this is so confusing right now. So 0.5. So this is gonna be 1.5 inch right here. Yes, 1.5. Okay, and then so I just need to sew that, and then that would line up perfectly over here. 1.5, that's 1 inch. Okay. So, okay, and speaking of, I guess, you know, streamer events, like big streamer events, you know, kind of like we're on the kick side of things. So I'm more aware of like what's happening with kick and kick streamers and all that stuff. And, you know, I think the big news is well, I guess the big name on the kick side is, you know, obviously Ice Poseidon. There's only like a few really big streamers, but Ice Poseidon is one of them. And I think one of his, I don't want to say minions, but one of the people, one of the streamer in his group, he's hosting an event out there in India. Dude, he's actually an Indian streamer. I think he got his start by sniping Ice Poseidon when he was in India, back in his India trip. And so he is having his India event soon. I forgot when it starts, maybe I think in a few days. And a lot of streamers are kind of going to India right now, right? Let's put it right here. So I'm going to start sewing up this panel right here. It's going to be really quick. I forgot I need to change out my threads and stuff. Oops, I should have done that earlier. But yeah, so they're having their really big event coming up soon. I think they said about like 50 streamers. A lot of them from America actually are going there, right? They're going there to pretty much partake in the event. Okay, let me get my camera straight and hopefully it's focused so that you can see. Yeah, okay. You like my little kick sticker right there? Yeah, so that's like I think like the big event that's coming up that everybody's really looking forward to. The only issue right now is, you know, the host is this dude named Deepak. Like I said, he sniped Ice Poseidon, but he got his kind of start there. But being an Indian in the Indian market, it's not as big as the American market. And supposedly, Kick is trying to break in to the kick market in India, which I don't know if I believe that, right? I don't know how much of that I believe, but I mean, that's the reasoning. So to try to make this event as successful as possible, I guess, you know, Ice is going out there too, but apparently he's having some issues with his visa. So everything's kind of up in the air right now, whether it's going to happen or not. Or I mean, I don't know. It's like on the eve of like, not the eve, but it's like a few days out. You know, the event is a few days out, and people are still like, oh, is this still happening? Is it not? They're still like really unsure, and so it's kind of interesting. Wait, why is my bobbin like this? Is that okay? Hang on, okay. Let's try that. So that's kind of what's happening there. Dude, that doesn't look right. Hang on, sorry. I should have threaded this earlier. I needed to change out to the black thread. Is my bobbin all messed up? Wait, why is it not going in correctly? Hang on, sorry. I don't think this ever really happened before. What's going on? Okay, so I need to put it into there. And it needs to slide in. Interesting, okay. I don't think this ever happened before. It's going into the wrong area where it's not really supposed to be going. Okay, let's go in here. Come on. All right, whatever. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Okay. And then we'll put this back here, and then we'll thread this through, and then we'll start doing this. I'm actually kind of excited to make these jorts. I think they're gonna look really good, and hopefully it fits my friend. I asked him his waist size the other day, and surprisingly, I had some jeans that were the exact size. So we'll see. So this has to go up like this. And then for those of you guys who are just kind of just joining, or if it's your first time watching, yeah, this is a vintage brother sewing machine made in Japan. And I traded for this on Craigslist. right? And then I ended up trading some stuff for this. I had no idea if it worked or not, but the dude said it worked. He assured me, so I was like, all right, good enough for me. And I ended up getting this, and it sat in my closet for like maybe half a year before I actually started this. So W. Okay, I think it's good, and then we should be ready to go. Thank you for being patient while I do this. And yeah, everything's set up. So now all we have to do is we just have to do this. Okay. Dude, India seems kind of fun. I think people are scared, dude. Like, to be honest, they're really scared because, you know, it's I don't know. There's 50 streamers going though. That's no joke. That's a lot of people that's going, and but it's kind of interesting because the main dude, he's having visa issues right now. Like they're thinking about postponing it. There's like talks about it being canceled and all this stuff, but yeah, who knows? We'll see. Okay, so all I need to do is just sew this across. I hope you can see it. And then we're just gonna sew this across, and probably I need to not serge, I don't have a serger, but I need to do the edges too. So, okay, and then I backstitch, and then go forward. Okay. Is that good? All right, I think that's good. And I need to also, so now, yeah, this was pretty much so that I could make a flare like this, so that these panels can now like go out like this, right? And then now I'll clip this onto the jorts, and then this piece will make it like flare out kind of and make it more baggy where at the knee section. So I think, okay, now there's some raw edges that I think I need to zigzag stitch so that I guess it doesn't start fraying. And I guess this is where like having a serger would really come into handy, would be really handy, but I don't, so yeah, let's try zigzag stitching it. I don't really do this too much, so I don't know how to do it that well. But let's try it, I guess. And then we'll do both sides. I guess there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides to do. And yeah, so like put it down like this. And I'm never sure if you're supposed to like have the needle in the fabric or out the fabric. But let's see. Let's slow down. Oops. Okay. See, I don't know what the rules are of sewing, right? And so I'm always like kind of like left unsure about what I'm supposed to be doing. And so yeah, like do I need to be zigzag stitching? Do I need to do this? I don't know. I'm just doing it because it's like, okay, I guess you're supposed to. And then but I guess that's where like dude, I can't wait to get like a kind of a proper setup, because right now it's really hard to see the edges or be accurate with this. Okay. Like this, and then I guess I'll turn like that. Maybe I should have done that from the beginning. There, perfect. I think that's good enough. Yeah, if you don't have a serger or overlocker, then this is kind of what you have to do. So I think there's a lot to kind of save up for. Wait, so, oops, I kind of did the other side, but let's see, this, wait, it goes up, right? So it goes up, okay, so I'll start from here. Like this. And then I'll try that again. Okay. I backstitch a little bit. And then I'll go right to the edge. Like this. And then I'll turn it. Like this. Oh, I guess you could only do it one way then. Okay, I backstitched that. So then I still need to finish off one more side, which is over here. Hang on, I'm not really reading chat. I'll get to that soon. Just as soon as I finish this side right here. As you can see, my computer is over that way. All my screen is that way, but I guess one bad thing about being here is I can't really read anything. Let's see, so here, go back, this. Okay, so I guess everything's nice and stitched up, I guess. And now we just need to put this on the main panel. So let's see. Is it this one? Yeah. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I cut out the two like triangle pieces like this, so that it opens up to make this shape. I don't know what you would call this. It's like trapezoid shape. Looks like a big ribbon, like this. But now this will be the new crotch in the. This will go like right in the central crotch of the jeans, of the pants, and then you just clip everything and then sew everything together, and then we should have some really baggy jorts. So let's do that. Hang on, let me take a break real quick. Interesting, my magnet doesn't seem to be working on this one. Why not? Oh, interesting. Why does this not work? This is not magnetic for some reason, this bobbin. Okay. That's interesting. I bought a bunch of bobbins, and this one I stuck a bunch of magnets. That's kind of one of my things that I improved on my little sewing machines. I put a bunch of these magnets, neodymium magnets on it, so I could just stick stuff like bobbins and like my little scissors and stuff. But one bobbin seems to be non-magnetic for some reason. Wait, hold on. I need to send off a message real quick. And W, okay. And then I guess we'll just iron this. I'll iron this and then clip it onto the jeans, seam rip the jeans, and then we just need to sew everything together and it should be good. But hang on, let me send some message real quick. Let's It's so hot right now. Unbelievable. All right, all right. I also realize I need to. I also realize I need to iron this too. So I think let's do that before we do this. So let's go here, and then we're going to iron this out first, and then put everything together, right? Seam rip. Dude, there's actually kind of a lot of stuff to do right now. Hold on. Okay, like this. This is kind of wavy. This. Yeah, I definitely need more space doing this, surprisingly. Okay. Like, I thought it wouldn't really require too much space at all, but surprisingly this kind of, yeah, you kind of need some more space. I haven't used this spray bottle in quite a bit. Okay, there's still water in here, good. I don't know if you guys, I guess the main thing that a lot of people are really excited about right now is obviously the World Cup, the soccer and all that stuff. And, I guess today's game was kind of surprising for some people, I guess. But everybody's like super hyped for tomorrow, the tomorrow Argentina, England game. And even me, I just kind of like recently learned about their history and like why this is such an important game and why this is gonna be like such an important one and one not to like miss out on. So if you guys aren't really like big fans of soccer, yeah, I would say tomorrow just pay attention to what's going on, because there's a lot of it's like history. This is historical. It's like actual history coming alive, I guess, on the pitch. And as long as not like politically as they try to make it, you still can't help it, especially with all the things that happened on both sides. It's really hard not to like make it personal like that. So yeah. It's gonna be interesting. For those two countries, it's definitely going to be nice and like personal. But for the rest of the world, it's just gonna be, I feel like, a really good match. So here we go. We have our two flannels right here, and like I said, I think now we just need to seam rip the inside, the inseam, and then just clip it and then sew it on, and that's it. And then we should have our jeans. Now, hopefully I measured everything correctly. That's like one thing that I'm always like on the back of my mind worrying about. But we're gonna put this to the side because we don't need it anymore. And this is now the part that is like really tedious. Like this is the part where I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of labor intensive when doing this, when working with like thrifted and not raw material. Like this part is actually kind of, I don't know, we'll see. I think you could get better at it. There's probably like techniques you could use and all that good stuff, but I've only done it once and I was like, oh yeah, this part, it kind of is not good. So I think a lot of times people will just be watching stuff like shows, listening to stuff, or whatever while doing this part. But obviously, I don't really have that luxury to do it. Okay, so I flip the pants inside out. It's kind of dusty, but okay. I flip the pants inside out, and I just need to take out this inseam, right? And from my research, okay, I think there's like several like different popular stitches that you use on jeans, and one of it is called like chain stitching, right? And I think there's really easy ways to take out chain stitches. There's like a direction to it. So if you look, this is the crotch section and this is the hem. So I'm gonna start here, and there's only one direction to it. So what you do is you just kind of pop it, and then start taking it apart like little threads at a time. And there should be one, if you do it right, there should be one thread that kind of gives way. And if it's the correct direction, then if you pull on it, then it'll just come loose. But if it's the wrong direction, it'll just get tighter. And that's, I don't know, from what I researched, that's what I found out. But of course, like that's all in theory. And so today I'm putting it into practice. So let's see actually if it works or not. And I think from what I've researched, you don't know just from looking at it. You just have to pull it out and see which side it goes. So I pulled out one thread and it's not really going, it's not going. So which means I should try the other side, right? I'm gonna start from the hem side, and then let's see if it's this one. Okay. I think these are like little tips and tricks that will help you do this faster. Because last time when I did this, yeah, so here we go, see? I popped it, and now one thread is it's just loosening, right? So it's loosening right here. I don't know if you can see it right here, but I'm just pulling it and it's just coming apart really easily like that. So it's just one direction, and the other direction it won't go. But the last time when I just did this, I just seam ripped everything, and then like what I was left with was just a bunch of these little loops, and I was like, oh no, because the loops were like such a pain to clean up at the end. And then so that's why I was like, oh dude, if that's like that, I was like, that's gonna be such a pain to clean, right? And so that's why I did a little bit of research and found this method, and I guess it works. Yeah, you just pop it and then pull one until one comes out, and then it'll just come out like really easily. But unfortunately right here, it's kind of like a couple stitches just overlapping each other. I think one is overlocked or surged, I guess. And I think a lot of people just cut this part off just because they don't want to deal with it like this. And I guess it's a kind of a pain to deal with, right? Even this, let's see, hold on, let's see if it's like on this side. And they're kind of like stitched, it feels like they're kind of back stitched together right here in the center. So let's pop that. Yeah, there we go. We'll pop that. I think this took the longest time last time, to be honest. But I think just with more practice, like anything, you just kind of get used to it and you get a little bit better at doing it. And yeah, I mean, right here, I think last time it took me about like 4 hours to kind of finish the jeans. But I was hoping I could make it much quicker. Obviously this time it's like jorts that I'm dealing with and not really like really long jeans. But also something that happened last time was when I was seam ripping everything, because it was my first time seam ripping, I didn't really have too much experience. I actually like went into the fabric. I went into the jeans and I like actually using the seam ripper, right? I actually like started poking holes in my jean, and like the final product had all these like random holes that I had to patch, and it was like kind of annoying. And I was like, oh, okay, so you know, when you're doing certain things, you could definitely create more work for yourself in the end. So it's better to kind of take your time when doing this, and just make sure you don't really make it worse than you need to, because like fixing things it kind of takes, I think, more skill and more time, obviously, and you don't want to you know, make it harder for yourself. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this overlock that's running down, but I might need to cut it off, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if there's a way to like seam rip overlock threads. But right now, this is like the chain stitching that I see that I know I can take off. So let's start with this one, because I know I can do it. But I'm not really sure how I'm gonna tackle this overlock one. And I think that one I could maybe just seam rip. I think that's where people use razor blades and just go through it and just like cut it all the way down because it's easier, right? But I think the reason why I didn't want to do something like that is because it leaves a bunch of these little loops and things that like it's just embedded and like falls off, I guess, from the fabric, and just makes it really like dirty overall. And last time I remember like I was scraping each one off, and then people were just like, dude, what are you doing, right? It's just you're doing too much. But I was like, dude, I don't want little thread crumbs just like shedding everywhere, I guess, while you're walking or whatever. So I just took my time to like take everything off, and I'm at the end, like after I ended my stream, I looked at my work desk and I'm like, this is so messy. I was like, this is so messy, and I was like, this is kind of incredible how much like mess you can produce from doing this. Okay, the chain single side. Yes, I think a lot of people, I think I'm going to do it too, maybe later. But when you're doing this, you just cut this fabric, because I think this part is a little bit too time consuming. But because I guess I'm still really new to this to really know like what to cut and what not, what's safe to cut and what's not safe to cut, I rather just kind of use this time to kind of explore, right? How this garment is actually created. But yeah, I think eventually I'm just gonna cut this, because yeah, this is like, it takes a long, I think this is the part that it took the most time last time too. And just like picking out these individual thread fibers, it's like, it's not really feasible, I think, in the long run, right? But I think just because this is only my second time doing this. And obviously like this is like different than what I did the first time. So yeah, let's see, this overlock. Yeah, I wonder if there's an easy way to get rid of this overlock thread. But so from here to there, okay, let's see, can I do this? Okay. I hope that's the right way. I hope that's gonna be much easier. Yes. Unless this is the wrong way. Okay, let me try from the other end again. From the hem side. I think that's the right side. From here, it wasn't really going from the crotch side in. So it's probably from here. Is it just gonna pop out? No. No, so it is supposed to be from here. Why aren't you coming out? Is it backstitched to the end or something? I don't know. It's not really coming out. So these pants, like I said, it's gonna be inspired by an anime called Blue Lock, right? Which is a soccer anime, which I don't watch personally. I haven't watched it, but my friend was actually really excited about this anime, and it's a World Cup season happening here in Los Angeles. So I decided, oh, okay, it'll be kind of cool to make like a soccer themed anime like clothing. So what I have planned for it so far is just painting. I'm going to paint some of it. And so I was doing a lot of research on how to paint fabric. It's a little bit more complicated than I actually thought. And, I do have a little bit of experience. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's so satisfying. You just kind of lift it up. Yeah. You just got to find the right direction and it'll just pop loose like that. W. But we're going to be doing that, painting it, and let's see. I don't really know what else that I'm going to be actually doing with it, but I feel like it's going to be kind of really good, right? It's going to be kind of unique in the sense that it's going to be heavily anime inspired, very custom for a good friend, and hopefully people like it, And I have some ideas of doing like other anime themed clothing that I can't wait to do. I have everything ready to go. It's just, I think it's a skill issue. But of course it takes time to do. And hopefully, if this like goes anywhere, then I'll be able to devote more time to this, And like I said, this is like, I think the ultimate goal of this is just to stream more with people, right? This is like a tool to kind of do more streams and tool to kind of get out there and get to meet other people doing stuff, really cool stuff, and connecting with people too. Wait, so this is kind of like stitched closed. So we just need to open all that. I don't know why that's stitched closed like that. Okay. It's really, really stitched closed. So I don't know if I'm supposed to open it like this, but I will. Why not, I guess. It's not like I have any idea what I'm doing, but it kind of looks like I'm supposed to pop this open all the way. So this is really stitched together so much. Why? Well, I'm wondering if this is like it's like the most pressure point, I guess. It's like the center of where all the crotch meets in the center point. So it needs the most support, I suppose. Maybe there's a lot of pressure there. And obviously you don't want this thing to be popping under pressure at those points. So then I guess they just reinforce stitch this like crazy right there, right in the center. The true north. It feels like the true north of this part, but okay. So far, I only really have experience taking apart Levi's. These are kind of different denims. Okay, but I feel like most denims have like a very similar anatomy. And there's like a few basic stitches get everything together. Of course, like, that's just my take on it. A very novice take. I'm pretty sure it gets a lot more complicated than that, but a very amateur take. But honestly, this is it's actually quite relaxing. I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to, like, I don't know how I would upgrade my gear so that I obviously want to show everything, and I know you can't really see it right now because there's like, this is right on my face because there's like intricate things that like, it's really hard for me to see because it's like black thread with like black denim. So I'm trying not to poke the fabric and do all that, but I'm trying to show you guys too. But I know, like, you can't really see it, so I apologize for that. But you're just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, it's really hard. It's actually really hard to see. I think I pierced this denim, I'm sure. And then this one here is part of probably that overlock thing, which I can break so that I can get this part off. I feel like I am making a little bit of progress, maybe. Not really sure what I'm doing. But I'm pulling stuff out and it is like getting much more loose, I think. Hang on. Okay, nice. So I still have to wonder. I'm still wondering about the stitch, but I think if I can't just find out a way to pop it off easily, I'm just gonna have to cut it. That's probably gonna be. I'm wondering if I cut it with my my seam ripper, or if I just use scissors and cut it, just cut the whole piece off. Because it seems like it's kind of a lot that won't come off with the seam ripper. You know what? I feel like little pliers would actually come in handy, because taking these off with my fingertips, I feel like that's gonna lead to like carpal tunnel or something. Something bad is looming just by like picking out these tiny piece of thread just with my fingertip. Okay, there's like one thread that's kind of stuck. Yeah, I guess the better you get at this, the better you can like take things apart, the faster you can do it, which means the faster you can put it together. So I need to get better at this, I think. So okay, I got the chain stitch off on both sides. It's loose, and then now it's just a serge. Right, the serger is so how do I get this off, right, without like this part right here? This, I think these are the overlock. I mean, of course I could just use my thread ripper and just go in there like this. Oops, like this. Oh yeah, see, I just poked a hole, I think. Okay, I think that's the plan. And then I guess we'll do that, and then probably just pick out all the loose threads that's left over, which is kind of a pain, but let's see. Okay, so you just kind of take it like this, and always, I found out that you're supposed to put this red dot ball. This is like a pointy side, and then there's like a little red ball, and that goes inside the fabric, like inside, and then so that the sharp part doesn't end up like ripping the fabric. I didn't know that. Wait, hold on. So I popped the edge. Does it even come out? Does it want to come out? Let's see. Unless, can you just like do this? Oh, you can. Ooh, ooh. You Just, I feel so strong. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just why not just yank it then? I guess just pop it. Okay. One side done. Kind of shredded the fabric a little bit. Not gonna lie. Okay, so let's clean this up. Yeah, that was that was a much faster way to do it. Kind of clean too, actually. It left all the fabric threads that come out like this. Ooh, not bad. Okay, I approve of that method. I think I'm gonna be using that method from now on. Yeah, and kind of cleanup is a breeze too. It looks like all the thread comes out in really long pieces, and let's see. Hold on. So cut this. Yeah, I remember the first time I just like used my thread ripper to do the threads, to cut the threads, and I was left with a bunch of these little loops. I'm like, no way, dude. This is actually pretty bad. But wow. Okay. I like that. I'm a big fan of that method. So I guess we just need to do the other side. I hope that was a little bit of ASMR for you. So let me try to show a little bit more. So I guess what you do is you just kind of pump a few stitches right at the tip, right here at the edge. And then once you have that, then you just kind of yank it like. And the only part that kind of gets stuck is right here at the middle. And I think that place you have to kind of take your time because it's a lot of like intersection with like the inseam and the outseam. There's a lot going on there. So yeah, so it kind of stopped there. Let's see. Just cleaning up a little bit of the threads that's like just left on here before continuing on. And I think I'm also gonna have to like start wearing a mask or something, dude. This is like, there's actually a lot of dust. This is actually really dusty. I'm like finding out really fast that this is actually quite dusty. So gotta think about safety, because health is actually really important. So here we got this. Got just a little bit of these. Wow, the cleanup was actually really easy too. I think so far the most annoying time I've had to clean up stuff was with the chain stitching. When it left all these little loops. But this one, everything just kind of pulls out easily and doesn't really leave anything behind. Okay, so now that we have everything ready, we just need to kind of be careful on the center part. And then, yeah, there we go. We got the, yeah, oh, it just kind of came apart just easily. It popped apart. And now, I don't know if I should be, oh shoot, okay. I don't know if I should be, I need to be careful of that stitch going up the outseam. Okay, now the question is, do I steam this? I think I should press this flat too. Because right now it's a little, do I need to press this? Okay, so let me show you what I have, right? W, okay. So now the jeans have the inseam kind of ripped apart like this. So now it kind of looks like a big skirt, right? Like straight up. I know you can't really see it. Maybe this camera angle. So everything, it was like connected together like this here at the crotch, like this. But now everything is just, I pretty much deconstructed it, so now it's like this, right? So I think I need to press this flat, perhaps. I'm not sure actually if I need to iron this. I feel like I should. But let me show you actually what the plan is now that we have this. So here's our little flannel that we made, right? We took our time to make this. And now what this is gonna, how this is gonna work is, this is the crotch area. And then now we're gonna align the crotch with this crotch, like this. And then we're just gonna clip it down. We're gonna clip everything down on one side. And everything should line up, right? With the seam allowance, like this. And it should go all the way down. Like that. I think I need to press this because, do I need to press it? Nah, okay. Let's just not press it. I feel like it will definitely make it easier, but I don't think I need to press it exactly. But okay, the crotch lines up right there. Okay, and then do this side, right? Let's just make sure. Yeah, it lines up perfectly on that edge. And then does it line up on this edge? Yeah, everything pretty much lines up perfectly. Okay, so we'll start pinning things starting from the crotch because I think that's the most important place it needs to line up. I'm actually really excited about this. I'm actually kind of excited that I'm kind of impressed. I think when I just yanked that thing off and it just okay, so I think the most important thing about this is you need to clip it right? So the orientation is very important. So always kind of double check this before you actually sew it. So this is about 2 inches wide. So seam allowance is making this extra wide looking. So make sure the crotch area is lined up perfectly right there on one side. And then we'll clip this. And then how big is this? It's like 1/2 inch. Okay, so they're both 1/2 inch. So we'll use a 1/2 inch right seam allowance because that's what we made first. So we'll put it like this, put it like this. This is now, like once you have everything clipped and then like double checked and all that stuff, then it's really easy. The rest is just, you just sew one line. And then obviously I have a raw edge, so I'm going to have to zigzag stitch it and then hem it. I think that's it, right? And then you're good to go. So it shouldn't really take that long. So like everything else, like it's kind of interesting, right? So if you're really curious about sewing and stuff, like doing this or whatever, like I said, I'm really new to this. I'm really new to all this, but kind of like the most interesting thing that I learned about this was it's pretty much a lot of preparation that goes into this. It's not, at first I thought it was just like, oh, you need to be really good at sewing straight lines and like all these little fancy techniques. But like actually doing it, it's actually a lot of planning. It's the planning that takes a lot of time, right? To think about it. And even this is like, I wouldn't really call this like super, what's the term I'm looking for? Like it's not a fashionable thing, I guess. I don't know. Like for me, it's just tearing things apart and putting it together, right? No formal training, no formal education, just doing it. But I think that's what I really like. That's the style that I like. you know, and it's much different than somebody who's been classically trained to sew or whatever, right? But obviously, I'm doing this to have fun with it, to stream it, to make some cool stuff, and then I think most importantly is like when people wear it, when I gift it to people and make content with people, I want them to like have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to enjoy it. It's not serious, but it's like something. It's something to enjoy. This hem is okay. Dude, did I mess up the hemline? Wait. No. Okay, so we got one side all, if you see, we got it all clipped straight. And I think we just need to sew it pretty much one straight. I think I did the 1/2 inch seam allowance. So 1/2 inch is what I allotted for the seam allowance, and then I'm gonna finish that off with a zigzag stitch and then do that for the other side too. And then let's see what it looks like. And then of course, like I said, we need to hem the edge, or hem the edge. But yeah, everything's inside out right now. And let me just double check to make sure that this is actually correct, because I don't want to do this and then find out that I did something wrong. So the crotch needs to come together right here, like this. Okay. So then it becomes like that. Like this. I think that's right. Okay, I think that's correct. I got everything, so let's do this. While I'm doing this, I'm not going to put my mic, right? I'm just gonna show this being sewn. Just close up right there. So let's do this part. And yeah, this I guess will be kind of an ASMR session. This, okay. Please, please, please. Be good. Okay. I'll put my mic down because it's like. So is that enough to see? Okay, 1/2 inch hem. And I think this is my 1/2 inch line right here. I taped everything. This is a 1/4 inch. This is a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch. So this should be a 1/2 inch. So I just need to follow this line. And I saw this trick. I don't know if it'll work, right? But I heard that if you put a magnet like right here, something like this, then you can just straight up just guide this 1/2 inch. You see there's a big neodymium magnet, and then you can just kind of line it up against this, and then it'll help just guide this through. So let's see if it works, and let's see. Let's do this. This is a pretty baggy jean, so I hope the footage is kind of decent, but we'll see. Okay. So we'll start right there, kind of like this. This, go down, and then here we go. Hold the thread through. Oh, oops. Yeah, I didn't mean to do zigzags. Epic fail. Wait, so I want it to be long, okay, straight, and then let's go. Okay. Yeah, that was an epic fail. That wasn't supposed to be zigzag. Half inch. Okay, why is it stuck? That was weird. Dude, this magnet is helping a lot, I feel like. With keeping it straight, I suppose. Maybe? Like this. Wow, this is going actually pretty quick. Okay. Uh-oh. Something's stuck. Jesus. Wait. So like here. Like this? Should I open it up like this? Oops. I guess you don't want that to go down like that. Okay, so you want this here. This. Okay. This part's getting kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3. It's getting a little like cramped here, to be honest. So here, like it's pinching. So let's get some relief, I guess. Step down. Is it pinching? No. There's just so much fabric, like on the bottom. Okay, I hope this is doing it right. I can't really tell, but I think it is. Although it feels like it is pinching a little bit right here. Oh yeah. Okay. So right there. Now I think what I'm trying to do is make sure that the excess fabric, because it's so large, there's so much excess fabric that it's not getting sewn on in the bottom, which I'm kind of afraid of it might be happening. Could be happening. Like I wouldn't even know how to fix that if that happened. And it's really hard to tell what's happening on the bottom of this plate. It is kind of pinching though. Okay. this, I guess. Like this. And like this. So just keep going. Okay. Is that out of the danger zone? Probably. This. Almost done. Dude, I think the seam allowance is going a little bit too wide. Okay, done. Okay. Was that good? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if that was good. That was something. That was kind of an experience. All right. So if we see this, I think this side needs more light. It's way too dark. So I wanted like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch seam allowance, but I think a lot of places I did a lot more. It was kind of like going back and forth a little bit. So the seam allowance is not that accurate, but I think it's good enough for the job. Half. Yeah, I think towards the end here, it went like really 3/4. Okay, so something weird happened here at the end, but here we go. This is kind of like what it's gonna look like, two-toned, like this, and then now this other side we just need to clip it on and then finish it. It's a little bit long, but okay. So I think I need to zigzag stitch this all the way through, and then once I do that, I can continue on to the other side. Zigzag stitch. Do I want to, okay, let's do the other, okay, I think maybe I'm going to do the other, straight stitch the other side first, and then probably zigzag stitch tomorrow because it is getting a little bit late here. So I think it's the same thing. I just need to clip it, and then starting from the crotch. It feels so weird saying that for some reason. Okay, so start from here. Okay, let me cut off the threads, the tails, and then let's see. And then we'll put the pants together like this. Yeah, where it meets right at the middle. Okay, just like that. And then we just need to put it together. How? So that's in one. Okay. So I think it's just like this, and then put it together with the other side, like this, right? Yeah, okay, like this and this, like right there. Okay, that's the center. Clip it and ship it. And like this. Okay, I hope I'm doing it right. It looks good. It looks good so far. I think I'm doing it right. Put it like this. Okay. And then like this. Maybe what is it? Ironing it would have helped, perhaps a little bit. I guess I thought it's interesting. I thought this would be straight, but it's a little bit wobbly, which is why I think that's what they hide. Interesting. Well, maybe they sewed it on weird. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow the edges together. But I think when they actually made this original pair of jeans, they made it they either cut it wobbly or they sewed it wobbly. And I think the hem allowance kind of hides the mistakes. And I think that's what maybe the hem allowance is probably for, just to kind of like give you that buffer, whether you're cutting or sewing, to make sure so that it doesn't have to be like super perfect and to line up like exactly. Okay, I got one side done, and so let's make sure that that's the center. Okay, is good. And then now let's just kind of do the same on the other side. Yeah, but I think definitely over here needs more lighting, just because it's. Oh no, actually, it's my setting probably. Duh, it keeps resetting. This is like one of the annoying things about this. It's every time I come back, I switch away from here, it needs to reset. It just resets everything, which is kind of annoying. That's why it looked like super dark for a second. I was like, wait, what am I doing wrong? Because it looked okay before. But I think that's like something that I need to save up for is, let's say, like the most urgent, I think maybe is a bigger table, a workspace. And then I would like a microphone stand, right? Because right now I'm using like a really small microphone stand that's just, before I thought it would be enough where it's on my desk and I could just plop it on my desk and just speak into it. But quickly I'm realizing by doing this, which I didn't really do before. Before I would just sit down on my table and just, or stand. I would stand all the time and this would be perfect height, but the stand is just too short. But now I'm going like back and forth between a few things, like I'm like the sewing thing and this computer thing. So it's just not enough, right? So I have everything clipped again. See, now I just need to sew it all, and yeah, I just need to sew it all, right? And I think that will be good for tonight. And then we'll see what it looks like. I think I could try it on, even though this is like so big. Yeah, let me go back over there and then sew the rest of it. Sew the rest of it on. Okay. So here is the 1/2 inch mark. Oh, dude, okay. This magnet is kind of like good and bad. I feel like it's like a general guide. Okay. I mean, I think it helps more than it hinders. But yeah, these magnets are kind of interesting. So, okay, let's do this final part. And I still don't know why that other one lost its magnetism. And I'm not really sure if I can get it back. We'll see. So start right here. It's a really nice general guide, this this thing. try to do a clean 1/2 inch seam allowance this time. Here we go. I'm like holding the fabric up. It's not in the way. Let's see if this is too thick. Probably need something like this right here. Okay. Perfect. Maybe. Okay. Like this. Oh shit. So I just realized right at the end. Wow. I just realized right at the end that I totally forgot to change out the needles, right? I have denim needles that I used last time, but I didn't really use it that much. So I think this is just my universal needles, which I think probably I'm going to need to change out after this. I can't probably use that anymore because it's no good, probably. But we did get everything done. But I just forgot to change out the needles, which is the first time kind of, I mean, I only did this once. But I guess, yeah, live and learn. But it's done. It's done. I sewed everything. I think all I need to do now is zigzag stitch, but I think I'm going to do that probably tomorrow because this is kind of going a little bit too long, right? Zigzag stitch and hem, right? I think I'll probably do those off stream, and let's see. Let's see what this looks like. I'm really excited. Jorts, some baggy jorts. Okay. Kind of bummed I totally forgot to change out the needles to the jean needles. In case you're wondering what I'm using, I have these, right? If you can see, these are some Singer denim needles, but the one that I have on there right now is the Singer Universal, which is 8012s, and the denim is 116. I mean, I guess it worked, right? It did a good job, but let's see what these pants looks like now. It's like halfway done. Wow. The new panels right here. The new panel that was in. So if I flip it, ooh. Here. I guess, let's see, hold on, let's, if we kind of put it out like this, then you can definitely see where it got like the bagginess right in the middle, right there. Right here, it has a new wider crotch area like this. And then this is extended by this much. This fabric is extended by this much. So yeah, this is that little panel. It runs all the way through in the middle like this. And then we got our flared shorts now. They're not flared, but more baggy. So let's see if our measurements kind of came true, right? Because we were saying earlier, the crotch needs to be the same as the pants. But okay, let's see. One thing I didn't realize was that the crotch kind of sticks out more now. Maybe, okay. I guess we extended it. If you look right here, this side sticks out a lot more. So let's see, like exactly how much more it extends. Dude, what is that? How much is that? 1.25? Almost 1.5 inch? Interesting. Okay. And the bottom, okay, so let's measure that from the crotch to, where's my tape measure? From the crotch to the thing is now 15.5, almost 16 inches. Then, is that what I wanted though? 16? I don't remember. And on the bottom is also 16 inches. So I wonder what this fit is like, because I didn't even try it on in the beginning because it's too baggy. I made this for somebody. That's what it looks like. This is what I attached. to flare out the legs a little bit right here. Nice. Okay. So I think tonight that's pretty much it. But like I said, I need to still zigzag stitch the edge. It's still raw, and I need to hem the edge. And I think afterwards, probably tomorrow, we're going to work on adding details to make this truly a Blue Lock special, right? And if you are like Blue Lock, if you like Blue Lock, please let me know, right? Because I don't watch the show, so I don't really know too much about it. But if you have any suggestions, just let me know, and we can consider everything, and it'll be pretty fun. So W, and we'll have a better fit, I think, tomorrow. Good start for tonight. Have a good rest of the night, and stay cool. It's so hot this week. Bye.